Hey there, welcome back to Josie Homestead. I'm Melissa if you're new, and today we're doing a long-awaited task, and that is harvesting our peas. We planted them at the end of March, and now it is time. Almost all of them are nice and plump, and so we're gonna get to picking them, and then we're gonna shell them because these are shelling peas. And so I'm gonna flip you guys around so you can get a better shot of the peas, and then we're gonna pick them together. Okay, so here's our first section. And so I'm going to come through and just pick out all the peas that are at least mostly plump. And I have my bowl here. I'm going to put my bowl on the ground so I can use both hands to do this picking. So I'm quite excited to have these peas. This is by far going to be my biggest pea harvest. I might be a little overexcited or over hopeful maybe with my bowl size, but we'll see how many we end up with. I'm going to shell these peas, and then I'm going to try to take a couple of them and do a little blanch on them and see if a skin comes off, because some of them apparently have like a little outer skin that you can take off. And I don't know if these are that kind or not. So I'm going to give it a shot and we're going to see. Oh, I'm so happy with the amount of peas we're getting. It's always a fun game trying to find the right peas, and you're playing the game right here with me. Let me know if you spot any before me. Ha. Oh, here's one. Yeah. Oh, here's one. So a lot of times, if we need like a quick lunch, we'll use a Kraft mac and cheese box, and I'll make cheesy tuna mac out of it. I'll season it up a little bit and put tuna fish in it, and then we put peas in it too. That's something that we use peas for a lot. And so it'll be nice to have some garden peas for that. But we also use them in a few different soups. I'll put some peas in the soups. And they're also just a great side. We make them as a side for a lot of different meals. As our vegetable, or our green vegetable anyway. Because we'll often do a green vegetable and then like a potato. I've got a daddy long leg in here. I'm going to let him out. Oh, there's a pea down here too. Okay. How are we looking in this area? Oh, there's a few more over here. Can you see it? Nope, that's out of view. Okay, I'm gonna move you over. Alright, here we are at the next section. And here's the peas we got from the first section. That's a nice start. Okay. I don't know how in frame I am for this one, but I'm really just harvesting the peas. I wanted to bring you along with me, so bear with me here. We are going to have to, at the end of this, we'll go over to the other side of the fence, because some of these peas actually like pushed through to the other side of the fence and put their peas out over there instead of over here, which is fun, and luckily the birds didn't come and get them. Oh, I'm happy with this. It's so late in the season. It's June 14th today. A little pull behind the curtain. I'm not sure when I'm going to get this video out, but it'll probably be in my next video. But, so it's very late in the season to be having the peas, and we had a few really hot days. I threw a shade cloth over them, and it seems like they managed. Oh yeah, here's some. These are a little small. No, I'm going to take them. Some of them might be a little small, but I think over the next couple days, because it is so late in the season, I'm gonna pull these peas, and I'm gonna see if my chickens like eating the greens on them. They have enjoyed the peas so far, but they kind of open them up and eat the insides of the peas. So I don't know if they like the greens, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Otherwise, they're gonna be composted, and then I'm gonna be planting something else here. Maybe some cabbages or some amaranth. I did want some amaranth. That would be for the chickens as well, for the most part. But it's also a grain that we could add to like our pastas or pizzas. Oh, I don't want to move too far out of frame here. Nice, that was perfect. Okay, so here we are at the next section, right? Where can we see? Yep. Perfect. We are getting a nice amount here. So I am always looking for new things to make, and I think I'm going to try a chicken... Oh, excuse me. I think I'm going to try a chicken pot pie soon, and that uses peas. Oh, sometimes I'll make Chinese fried rice. I love making like a egg fried rice or pork fried rice, and I'll use the peas in that too. But what is your favorite thing to cook with peas? Because I always am looking for new recipes. These peas, you know, since they're garden peas, we could, before I freeze them, use them fresh, uncooked in salads too. They're surprisingly good raw when you get them fresh out of the garden like this. So we might have a little peas in our salad in it tonight for dinner to celebrate this great harvest. Oh yeah, look at all these. This plant's packed full of them. Not too many in these, but this one's plump. Oh, this is great. Oh, there's a blackberry here. I almost got thorned. Oh, being down here in the plants are starting to make my allergies act up. Okay, time to move down to the next section. Okay, here we are at the next section. We're a little bit behind this elderberry plant, but that's okay because there's still lots of peas back here. This elderberry plant was actually providing these peas with a pretty good amount of shade. So while there are a fair amount still here done, these are less done than the other ones, which is pretty surprising. Oh, another blackberry. Oh, here's one over here. I don't know if you can see that, but I had to grab it. Oh, here's a couple good ones. So this is our first harvest of the year. It's very exciting. I've really been clawing this garden area back from the forest. As you can see, I'm still dealing with a ton of weeds here. But luckily, for the most part, the peas put a lot of their fruit out up on the top 50% of the plant. So there being some low-lying weeds isn't really the end of the world. Okay, let's move down here. Okay, we have a couple pokeweed here that I was kind of using to let them climb up. That worked. And there's a fair amount of them over here. So that's nice. We really kind of had a mix of how well these plants did. But I am overall pretty happy and surprised with the results, seeing as how bad our soil is. Oh, here's some good ones here. Look at that one, it's huge. Okay. What do you think? Do you think my chickens are gonna like these? They've liked a lot of the stuff I've given them so far. Turns out they really like the greens of the daikon, but not the whites too much, which is great because once I successfully grow them properly, then we eat the white parts, and then they'll eat the green parts, and that's no waste. I love it. Okay. I'm not seeing too much more over here. Wow, the other half of the garden really produced a lot better than this half. I wonder why that is. It must get more sun over there, and these must really like a fair amount of sun, because yeah, a lot of these still aren't done either, and I know that this half of the garden gets less shade. Oh, that one's done. And I'll call this one done too. Okay. So that's what we got, and I'm happy with that. So now we're inside. I have collected a few more peas over the past couple days, and this is the amount that we ended up with, which I'm quite happy about. And so I have a nice glass bowl here with some measurements on it so I can see how many peas I'm going to end up with after I shell them. And I have a little bowl here for the spent shells after I get rid of the peas out of them. So I'm just going to start shelling these. And let me tell you, I did not know what I was doing when I started shelling these peas. And the first few peas really just took me so long. So this recording, as you can tell, is sped up, and shelling these peas took me about 25 minutes. And I don't think that next time I harvest peas it'll take me as long, because I did figure out how to do it as I was going through it. So I'm quite happy about that. So we did have 42 pea plants, and I didn't really start using fertilizer on my plants until after the peas were already pretty set up. So these are pretty unfertilized peas. And so the amount that I got was pretty modest, but I'm not super unhappy about it. It's still going to add to our peas. I freeze most of these, so I add them to frozen peas that we bought from the store, and they just add a little bit of extra nutrients and flavor to the peas that we already have. The peas that we grew, if you weren't here in the beginning, are early frosties. And so here's ones I figured out how to shell them. You just can go to the bottom of the pea and pop it. And then you open it down the seam and you can just scoop them all out with your thumb. It goes so much faster than I was trying to rip off the ends and the seams for so long there. And so we're just progressing through here, and the peas don't take up that much space, but because we didn't get more peas, I am kind of deciding how much space I want to give them next year. I might really reduce their rows. I might grow them in the fall too, but I think I'm going to reduce the amount of space that I grow them and then see if I can maybe get a different variety, or I'll give them some. I heard phosphorus is good like right when you're planting them, and that'll help them produce more pods. So I'm definitely going to try something like that the next time that I grow these, because despite the fact that they are nitrogen fixers, and so I do want to keep them in the garden, the amount that they produced, this variety produced, is a little underwhelming. But that's okay, because this is still the first year in this enclosure too, so I'm still figuring out the spacing and all that. But I am, like I said, very happy with the peas. They taste very good, and I am getting a fair amount here. So as I was growing the peas, I'm sure you saw as we were harvesting them, I did let a few different weeds like blackberries and the poke weeds grow, and I used those basically as a trellis for the peas, mostly because in the early part of the season, once I noticed those weeds, the peas were already clung to them and using them as support. So as opposed to disturbing the peas to put in my own trellis, I just let them do their thing, and that did seem to work out really well. It also seems like these peas need more sunlight than I originally thought, and so the peas that were in the sun definitely did a lot better. I did probably have a third more peas that I was able to harvest over the next few days, which I was happy about because the amount that I got at the end of filming was like a little underwhelming. But after I collected a few more over the next couple days, this is quite satisfying, and I'm pretty happy with this. And these empty pods, I will be giving some of those to my chickens to see how they want them, and any that they don't eat, I will put into our compost, and that will just contribute towards the soil for next year, because I am still heavily amending our soil each season, because here in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, we're in Zone 7, our soil is incredibly sandy. And so I'm doing, these first few years here, I'm doing a lot of soil amendment with compost. The peas are really helping because they're a nitrogen fixer, so they will really, help our soil over the next few years. And so we're progressing through here. We're almost to the end, and I am really feeling it here. This was actually like a lot more work than I was expecting, which is another like a downside to it because peas are really affordable, and so despite like the amount of space that they take up on in the garden, aside from that, they also do require like a lot of work to prep them after you get them out of the garden. Like it's not just picking them. I do also want to try growing snap peas, which I didn't get around to this year, but those might be a little bit easier and manageable. So we're just finishing up the last one, and here we are. We successfully shelled all the peas. And so as I'm looking at them here on the bowl, it looks like I got about a pint of peas out of the shells. So here now we're just going to take them and I'm going to pour them onto one of my aluminum pans, and I'm going to even them out, and then I'm going to take this and put it in the freezer, and then once they are frozen, I'll take them and put them in our freezer bag. Thanks for watching!